Okay, everybody, what we're going to do is we're going to calculate the gradient between point A and point B on our field map here. The formula for gradient is one of those formulas that can be found on page 1 of your reference tables. It's a simple formula. Gradient's going to equal your change in field divided by the distance between your 2 points. Okay? Now, if we take a look at this, when you look at the formula change in field, the field is anything that can be measured. In this case, the numbers on our map represent the field that we're looking at. And the numbers are going to represent spot elevations for different points on this field map. For example, right here would be an elevation of 73. And if I look down here at the contour interval, it's in meters, so this point right here would be 73 meters above sea level. If we look over here next to Stone Creek, this point would be 60. We notice that there's some contour lines that are drawn on our map. Remember, a contour line is a line that connects points of equal elevation. Down here is a 100-meter contour line. And then here's a pretty good example of what happens when contour lines cross a stream. As they're going over the Stone River, they actually point upstream, which means the water would actually be flowing out of Pebble Lake and moving to the northeast on the map. But back to our gradient, our change in field. What we're going to do for a change in field is we're going to look at how much is the elevation changing over a certain distance. So point A has an elevation of 100 meters, and we're going to subtract whatever the elevation of point B is. In this case, if this is 100, and this is our contour interval is 10, and since our contour lines are bending upstream here, if this is 100, as I move away from A towards B, I'm moving downhill, so this would be 90 meters. Point B then would be 80 meters. And we divide that by a distance between them, so I'm just going to take a sheet of scrap paper, lay it across my 2 points. Here's point B, here's point A. Come down to the scale and I can see that the 2 points are 1.2 kilometers apart, so I'm going to divide this by 1.2 kilometers, and 100 minus 80 equals 20 meters divided by 1.2 kilometers. To do the math, just plug in 20 divided by 1.2 kilometers equals 16, and then a whole bunch of sixes. So now what we're going to do is we're going to round our calculation to the nearest tenth. In this example, the sixth is in the 10th position, and to round that correctly, we're going to look at the number in the hundredths position. If the number is 5 or higher, then the 6 is going to go up to a 7. If this number is 4 or lower, then this number stays the same. So in our case, it's going to be 16.7. So 16.7. And then for our units, this is usually where a lot of people make a mistake. It's pretty simple if we just remember that whatever unit we have on top, in this case it's meters, gets written first. And we divided our elevation in meters, so we put our division sign next, by whatever we have on bottom. In this case it's kilometers. So our gradient between point A and B would be 16.7 meters per kilometer. That's it. Good luck, guys.